Hi everyone, this is Dr. Muhammad Hafiz, Department of Ophthalmology, KIMS Cover. Today I will be talking about congenital cataract, its morphology. The importance of this class is I will be showing some pictures of the congenital cataract. This will be an add-on class to the previous class where we have discussed the classification of cataract. So whatever classification we saw, some of the pictures I will be showing here. The importance of this class would be you will be able to tackle any image-based questions which comes from this topic. So let us see the class. First one is anterior axial embryonal cataract. Here it is a very common condition. Minute chalk-like crystalline opacities are present, and most of the time it is anterior to the Y suture. For example, if you remember what is Y suture, there is an anterior Y and posterior inverted Y, and see embryonic nucleus. We have different types of nucleus. Please go back and refer to my classes on anatomy of the lens where I have discussed about what is embryonic nucleus. So embryonic nucleus lies behind the Y-shaped sutures. So any opacity is here, minute opacities, is called as anterior axial embryonal cataract. Usually there is no visual symptoms because it won't obstruct your vision and occurs during the embryonal month. Second in line is your sutural cataract. Most commonly is a Y suture. As I told you, you have an anterior Y and posterior Y. Most commonly it is posterior inverted Y suture which is getting cataractus. Here in the picture you can appreciate at least Y sutural cataract of the anterior Y sutural cataract. And these are those anterior axial embryonal cataract which is lying behind the Y suture. The greenish white or gray lines opacities, it is present bilaterally, and it also rarely causes any visual symptoms. There is no visual symptoms usually. Patient will have good vision. This is in a larger picture of the same thing, Y-shaped sutural cataract. Next in line is disc-shaped cataract. Very simple to understand this cataract. The morphology of it forms a disc. Central flattening. There will be central flattening of the lens due to the calcareous core, or calcification of the core, causing central flattening, which gives a shape of a dumbbell-shaped cataract. It's called as dumbbell-shaped cataract. Then is a blue. Then you have to see what is blue dot cataract. Blue dot cataract is also known as cerulean cataract. Cerulean means sky. Sky is blue. The reason for sky being blue is, see here, in any opalescent medium, dispersion of light is inversely proportional to the fourth power. Forget about that, fourth power of the wavelength. It is inversely proportional to the wavelength. For example, we know that VIBGYOR is a spectrum of white light. In the spectrum of the white light, which is divided into 7 colors, this end, violet, indigo, blue, this have more frequency, increased frequency, but wavelength is small. We have a smaller wavelength. That means in an opalescent medium, the dispersion is more for this part of the spectrum. That is your violet, indigo, and blue. So dispersion is inversely proportional to the wavelength. Where the wavelength is decreased, the dispersion is more. So major dispersed light is blue or violet light. So that is the same reason why the sky is blue. Similarly, we have a cerulean cataract wherein opalescent opacities disperse the blue light and tends to appear blue cataract, blue color dot cataract. Okay, this is called a cerulean cataract. See, minute opacities with blue color. This is the way to identify this cataract. Next is the coronary cataract. Corona is nothing but your. It's not. I'm not talking about the coronavirus. The corona is nothing but is also known as circle or crown. Okay, it is given here, circle or cone in the zone comprising of the outer layer of the adult nucleus and the inner layer of the cortex. We have an adult nucleus, we have different stage of nucleus, outer layer of the adult nucleus, and we have a cortex, inner layer of the cortex. This layer forms the corona. If it's here, you can make out that it is a circular in nature and it lies behind the iris. Only when the pupil is dilated, you will be appreciate this kind of cataract. When the pupil is constricted, you will not be able to appreciate this cataract, and this occurs just after the puberty. Then you have coralliform cataract. What is coral? This is an exoskeleton which is present in the sea, especially in lagoon, beach and all. If you go and see, you will see this kind of creature or exoskeleton. So this coralliform cataract exactly looks like that. It is a round or elongated processes with ampliform endings. So you have round or elongated process with endings being ampliform or dilated. It is radiating from the axial direction. From the center of the lens it is radiating, and it goes forward and outward, but it never reaches the capsule. So this is called the coralliform. Very easy to identify. It exactly looks like your coral. Similar picture you have coralliform cataract. Then coming to anterior polar cataract. Anterior polar cataract, it is clinical appearance where is considered. It can be circumscribed. It is a fine opaque extension. It can be flat or it can be project. It can be either flat in the anterior polar cataract. So polar means it's the anterior surface and posterior surface. In anterior surface, it can be either flat cataract or it can project out. This polar cataract can project out. Then it is called as pyramidal cataract. If it projects out, it is called as pyramidal cataract. If it doesn't project out, it is called as flat cataract. Then there is something called as duplicated cataract. There is a superficial and deep opacities may be separated by clear layer of tissue. For example, when the fibers being laid down, there was a for example, this is here one layer of the fibers is there is a cataract and also a polar cataract or pyramidal cataract, and in between there may be a clear cortex in between. So this is called as duplicated cataract. Is the cataract the clear fibers being laid down in between those two cataracts, separating those two layers. It's called as duplicated cataract or reduplicated cataract. So this is the pyramidal shaped cataract or anterior polar cataract. It can be flat also. Coming to posterior polar cataract, it's also a circumscribed concave circular opacities adherent to the back of the lens, most commonly associated with the abnormal persistent remnant of the hyaloid artery. In the previous classes we have discussed that earlier the lens was supplied by a hyaloid artery. This has to regress before the birth. If it doesn't regress, it can abnormally persist, giving rise to some opacities into the posterior part of the lens, causing posterior polar cataract. Lens is usually clear at birth, opacifies later. You will see the picture. So this is the posterior polar cataract which we are talking. So you can see here hyaloid artery remnant. If you do a retro illumination and see, this is how it will appear. Something like oil drop it will appear. Hyaloid posterior polar cataract, center of the. Now coming to central pulvirulent cataract. Central pulvirulent cataract. Pulver means nothing but dust or dust particle. It is in the embryonic nucleus. It is occurring the disturbance of development during the first 3 months of life and is non-progressive. So how to appreciate the morphology of it will be minute, discrete white dots or forming a grey stippled area of the granular disc. Grey stippled or granular disc at the center. If it is diffuse, if the same thing occurs diffuse, it's called as diffuse nuclear cataract of Vogt. We'll try to appreciate that. See, you can see here in the nucleus, you can see fine opacities in the center of the nucleus called as pulverulent cataract. Pulverization, nothing meant, if pulverization, the word pulverization means making anything into pulverizing the things into fine tiny particles. So it's called as pulverulent cataract. Same thing you can appreciate here. Coming to zonular cataract or lamellar cataract. This can be a very important question in the exam. Zonular cataract is always associated with all rider. The question can be rider is associated with which cataract? It's called a zonular cataract or lamellar cataract. There is a specific zone or layer of lens is involved here. It can be bilateral. This is due to the temporary disturbance of the development of the particular period. Embryonic nucleus, any region from the embryonic nucleus to the infantile nucleus, it can occur. So usually occurs in the nucleus. The clear cortex is laid down after the cessation of the disturbances. When dilated clear cortex is evident, opacity may vary from mild translucent to the total dense central opacity. For example, what this is trying to say is when the lens fiber was being laid down, it was earlier clear. Suddenly, due to some metabolic disease or some disease, some part of the lens, when it is laying down, it becomes opacified. And once the disease gets cessed or disease gets cured, patient still lay down clear fibers. So there will be a clear fibers inside most of the time, and there will be a clear fibers outside. Only a part of the fibers or a lamella of fiber or a zone of a fiber is getting cataractus or opacified. So that is the reason it is called a zonular cataract or lamellar cataract. And most of the time, a zonular cataract or lamellar cataract can be associated with rider. See, you can see here, this spoke-like things is called as rider. Remember this. So rider is usually present in the lamellar cataract or zonular cataract. This is what rider, V-shaped projections from the cataract into the clear peripheral cortex is known as riders. It's called as riders. So what are the disturbances which is causing these zonular cataracts? Most commonly is the calcium metabolism disturbances, A vitaminosis, D, hypercalcemia of the fetus or the mother can cause tetanus, mesothelioma, parathyroid. So something related with the calcium. Everything, most of them are related with the calcium metabolism disorders. So this causes zonular or lamellar cataract. And don't forget riders. Coming to rubella cataract, it occurs during the first. It's a maternal infection with rubella virus. It's the first or early second trimester. It can occur. Rubella cataract most of the time is a congenital rubella syndrome. Remember, it's a triad of things. Cataract, patient can have cataract and congenital rubella syndrome, heart diseases, and sensory neural hearing loss. Heart disease can be most commonly in the form of PDA, persistent ductus arteriosus or mitral regurgitation. And cataract is the most common eye problem. The other eye problem can be congenital glaucoma or pigmented retinopathy, that is your salt pepper retinopathy or microphthalmia. Patient can have microphthalmia. Okay. So rubella cataract. So part of CRS, you have cataract, you have heart disease, and you have sensorineural hearing loss. Heart disease can be in the form of PDA or mitral regurgitation. Patient, they can also have dental defects, ocular disturbances like cataract, congenital glaucoma, retinal disease, salt and pepper retinopathy. They can have microphthalmos. It is bilateral in 75% of the cases. Entire lens can become opaque or a small peripheral clear lens zone may be present. Coming to membranous cataract, here the substance of the lens is largely or completely absorbed. So only a pupillary area with the capsular remnants will be present with epithelial proliferation, fibrous tissue, pigmented cells and degenerated lens fibers. Only a membranous lens will be present there. Most of the lens substance is absorbed, so it is called as membranous cataract. So you can appreciate here, this is the membranous cataract. Most of the lens fibers is absorbed and only a membranous cataract is left behind. Thank you. If any doubt, any corrections, please feel free in the comment section and comment your doubts and corrections. If at all I have knowledge about that, I'll definitely answer your queries. Kindly like, share and subscribe my channel. Click the bell icon for further notification. Thank you.